Today on Your California Life, find out what your coffee says about your ability to connect. Hello and welcome to Your California Life. It is Thursday, Friday Eve. I am your host, Aubrey Aquino. Now, many of you start the day off with a cup of joe, but what if we told you that your coffee selection says a lot about your ability to connect? Here to tell us more about this coffee connection is author of the book From the Bar to the Boardroom, Ivy Slater. Welcome to the show, Ivy.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, in your book, you talk about the importance of making that face-to-face, person-to-person connection. Explain that.
So person-to-person connections are so important. I've spent my careers, and I say careers in business, truly building great connections. And I help my clients do that as well. So when you build great connections, you have the ability to know somebody for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and then some. And you know them in business as well as you really get to know them as human beings, as people, their hobbies, their strengths, their families. You get a lot of information.
So it's important to be face-to-face.
Being face-to-face is the bonus of it. So when you're face-to-face, you have the ability to truly connect. And bringing coffee into it truly gives you the ability to get to know somebody and not just talk business, as they say, but talk as human beings.
And that's where you come in with the coffee connection. Well, you know, one thing I do want to say, we're in the digital age and a lot of stuff happens online and you'll say, hey, we'll meet up for coffee. But sometimes, for me, I'll say it's easier just to meet someone online and kind of get some of the details out of the way if it's like a business transaction. What are your thoughts on the whole digital age?
So the digital is great, you know, and we're not going to stop it. How do we enhance it, though? So it's taking what is going on in this world and making it better. So if we meet somebody online and we're truly interested in them, take the opportunity to truly get to know them. You could even do coffee virtually over a video chat, a Skype meeting, or many platforms. Take that moment to actually look somebody in the eye and get to know them. Share that cup of joe, and it could be in person at a coffee house or even in a video chat, but it's taking the time and using the ability for online to enhance that.
Okay, I like it. You mentioned a cup of joe, so we have plenty of cups of joe in front of us, and I can smell all those coffee beans. It's totally waking me up this morning. That's great. But you're saying that when it comes to coffee, that can tell us a lot about a person.
Well, it is interesting, and it's very playful. So when you think about it, a cup of coffee, if you take a cup of just black coffee like this, right?
What does that mean? They're super serious?
Basically, no nonsense, no BS.
Okay.
You take it black, it's straight up. That's the way to go. And that's how they communicate.
Oh,
and so
okay.
It's a good little tip when somebody orders their coffee black, that's a straight up, no BS person.
Okay, so give me another example.
Okay.
Of a coffee.
Absolutely.
I like this game.
It is fun. So take a great iced coffee. Okay, so an iced coffee here is fabulous. Knowing somebody is a little chill, a little relaxed.
Oh.
They're kind of breezing through the day. They're not so intense.
Oh, I like this. I like this. Another way we like to connect professionally is LinkedIn, but you're saying that's out in this whole coffee connection. That's what's on.
Well, LinkedIn is a great enhancement.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll always say the more the merrier, but don't miss the basics. It kind of goes back to the bar to the boardroom and background and dance. Never forget your basics. So LinkedIn enhances the relationship. For instance, if we were to connect over coffee, we might follow up with a LinkedIn, right? Or I might meet you on LinkedIn and you look interesting. And then truly building a relationship isn't just saying, hi, this is what I do, but it's truly getting to know human beings.
So taking it that next step, just using it as, like you said, like this additional add-on, just to support that connection.
Right.
Now tell me about your book. These are things you talk about in Bar to the Boardroom.
It is. The Bar to the Boardroom takes you through a year's worth of how relationships really connect in business and life. So for instance, I met somebody over coffee, okay? And we had met at a networking group. Yes, we linked in, we connected on a few different social platforms. It was fabulous. But in person, we were talking about the theater. Background and dance, love the theater. There was a lot to talk about.
And there's another connection.
Exactly. We went out for coffee. I ordered my non-fat latte, which I love, and she ordered something entirely different. Gave me a little information. Then we started talking about the theater, that is what I showed up for. I wanted to know what shows to see the next season.
Right.
She, halfway through the conversation, said, okay, so let's get down to business. I said, okay, what's up? And she goes, I want to hire you. She's an attorney, and she goes, I like the way you think. And I said, I had no clue. But sitting down over that cup of coffee, we already had common ground.
Right.
We had things in common. We had things to talk about.
And that's how you make the connection. All right, Ivy, well, they'll have to get their book to get all the rest of the information. Where can they find your book?
You can find the book on Amazon, as well as on SlaterSuccess.com.
All right. Well, Ivy, I want to thank you for coming in, telling us about the coffee, telling us about your book. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, and thank you for having me, and enjoy your cup of coffee this morning.
We will.